and online, WSGW.com.
And a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit home studio on this Friday, and what promises to be a decent weekend. The weather looks like it's getting better. Talk about a number of things this morning. After the 10 o'clock news, we will begin the hour talking to Fouad Fakhouri from the Saginaw Symphony Orchestra about their final concert of the season tomorrow. And around 10:45, we're going to talk to Wendy Trashin. She is the tour director for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. Tickets are available now. At 11 o'clock, Wayne Meyer from Meyer & Associates is going to join us, talk about his foundation Just for Kids and a concert coming up to benefit that foundation. But we're going to begin this hour talking about another fundraiser and a great organization in this area. I speak of the East Side Soup Kitchen, and with us this morning is its director. We say good morning to Diane Keenan. Diane, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Thanks for being with us this morning, particularly since I shanghaied her at the last minute.
Thank you for the invite.
Well, that's all right. Before we get to the fundraiser and what's happening, I think we need a little historical overview of the East Side Soup Kitchen. We haven't done that in a long time. What's its roots? How long has it been around? And how did it progress to where it is today in that beautiful facility?
Yes. So the Soup Kitchen has been in serving people for 42 years. Now, as you know, we are located in the Hunger Solution building along with Hidden Harvest, and we have been in this building for 17 years.
Has it been that long?
Yes.
I must have blinked. I mean, I was on the board at the time that happened. That I can't believe it was 17 years ago. Oh my
17 years. Right.
Time flies when you're having fun. My goodness gracious.
It does. It does.
So the Soup Kitchen serves whom and how many?
Okay, so we are open in time meals Monday through Friday. And then if there is a fifth Saturday in a month, then we offer breakfast for folks, which is really nice. And I have to tell you right now, this week, yesterday we served 760 meals.
Whoa, wow.
The day before it was 712. And I mention these numbers because the beginning of the month is a little lower, meaning it might be 500 meals. So this is telling me that people are, again, struggling. In the beginning of the month, people, they get their disability or their Social Security or, whatever it may be, and their food stamp card. Well, for us to be this busy at the beginning of the month speaks volumes. The need is still there. It's great. Some folks think that, things are opening up, getting back to normal, or that COVID is gone, whatever their belief is. But I'm here to tell you that the need is great, and the cost of food, we need support.
I'll bet. And we're going to talk about that. But I've always looked at it as a good news, bad news situation. The good news is you are there to serve these needs. The bad news is you have to be there to serve these needs.
Exactly.
And it's a no-win. All right, let's talk about that support because it comes from many sources, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And first of all, we are so grateful for Hidden Harvest because they help provide food that we can either use in our meals or we have it to distribute to our guests for them to take home so they have some extra food. We purchase food from the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan, and we're always looking for gift cards. If you'd like to help, if there's anyone out there, we'd like gift cards from Gordon's, Sam's Club, Meijer, Walmart, Kroger's, Aldi's, any place that we can purchase food. And of course, monetary donations are always accepted and appreciated. Mm-hmm. Or if you or your group or your family and friends would like to do a food drive, you can do that for us. That's appreciated.
Let me ask about government grants and help. Do you get any?
Yeah. Always seeking new grant application possibilities, and then we are always writing grants. So that's a continued thing around here.
All right, so let's talk about fundraising and how you do it, because you have varieties of things to do, but one of your major events is coming up fairly soon, so tell us about it.
Yes, glad you asked about that.
You knew I would.
20th? I know, I was hoping. Our 20th annual golf outing is Monday, June 20th, which is right around the corner, and it is going to be held at the Saginaw Country Club, which is 18 holes, 4-person scramble. We're looking for sponsorships for the event and or golfers. Certain sponsorships come. That's really nice. And you have a great lunch, and you're awarded prizes, and we have raffles, and it's just a good time. And it's a good time for folks to come out who don't have the opportunity to golf at the Saginaw Country Club. It's a beautiful course.
Yep. And cost per player?
Yeah, cost per player is $150 or $600 for a foursome. And that includes, like in the morning when you arrive, you'll have coffee and donuts. And when you get on your cart, you'll have goodies and water. You'll have the option to purchase drinks while you're out golfing. And then when you come around the turn, you will have hot dogs and beer and chips and goodies. So that's always nice. And then golf outing, after you're finished golfing, you'll be able to come in to the Saginaw Country Club and have a delicious meal.
Wow, that's a full day.
It is, and it's really a good time.
All right, hang on. I've got to take a break. We'll come back and talk a little more. I know you have to get to a meeting this morning, so we'll not hold you too long, but we want to talk a little more with Diane Keenan from the East Side Soup Kitchen here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. And now, sports betting is here. That's right. You can bet on games in every season as you enjoy all the tasty food and live sports on TVs throughout the Creekside Lounge. Got a favorite? Got a hunch? Get to Saginaw Eagles Landing to wager on all the point spreads, props, parlays, and more. Sports action, and there's no better place to watch a game than the Creekside Lounge. Sports betting is just one more reason to get here. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. You must be 18 or older to wager. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the minimizing taxes and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. you are going to get a 2-hour session at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park for only $21. It's usually $42, but you are getting it half off. This includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. There is a course level that's going to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
The economy continued to create more jobs last month, and job growth was even stronger than forecast. The Labor Department says there were 428,000 new jobs created in April. The unemployment rate remained at 3.6%. Though the number of people in the workforce, the labor force participation rate was disappointing at 62.2%, still below pre-pandemic levels. Shares of real estate site Zillow, the company reported an upbeat quarter. Its CEO, Richard Barton, says the housing market is entering a period of uncertainty. Inflation isn't keeping people from gambling online. DraftKings is predicting an upbeat quarter and is raising its forecast. DraftKings CEO Jason Robbins says we're not seeing any impact from inflation. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It is Juan moving in right wing, pass across, score!
I'm Joey Patino, voice of Spirit Hockey on WSGW. On behalf of the Saginaw Spirit, we want to thank our business partners, billet families, season ticket holders, and all fans for supporting Spirit Hockey this season. From the players to the president and managing partner, the entire Spirit organization wishes you a safe summer, and we look forward to seeing you during the off-season. You can stay up to date online by visiting SaginawSpirit.com.
The line drive hooking down the left field line. That's going to get into the corner. Hill around third. He will score without a throw. Into second goes Robbie Grossman. We're tied at 2.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and we're talking to Diane Keenan, director of the East Side Soup Kitchen. Major event coming up will be June 20th. Did I get that right, Diane?
Yes.
Golf outing at the Saginaw Country Club. If someone is interested in signing up, where would they go for information?
I'm glad you asked. They can go to our website, which is esk@eastsidesoupkitchen.org, or they can go to our Facebook page, or they can call the office at 989-755-3663. Things are a lot easier this year. You can go right onto the website, fill out right there,
I'm guessing that aside from money, which is always in need, of course, donations count. I somehow think you probably also occasionally need a volunteer or two, don't you?
Yes, we do.
So
we
what
couldn't do what we do without volunteers.
what kinds of things are you looking for in volunteers? What do they do for the soup kitchen?
So we need volunteers Monday through Friday, anywhere between the time of 8 and 2. So they can decide how many hours they want to come in or what days. It can be once a month, 5 days a week. It's totally up to them. And we need volunteers to wash and slice and dice and chop vegetables, fruit. We need people to actually help cook some of the hot food. We need volunteers to serve the food. We need volunteers to plate the food. We need volunteers outdoors because we still do offer the outdoor service and the dining room service. So in the dining room, we need help serving our drinks for that day, as far as like cleaning, sanitizing our tables and our chairs. Once a guest leaves the building, then we need to clean that area for someone else to sit there.
So there's a lot of opportunity, let's put it that way.
There is. And if they don't like working with others, we have a warehouse that always needs to be straightened and organized.
Now, where's that located? Is it in the building?
Yeah, yes, it's right in, through our pantry and back. Yes, that we share with Hidden.
I was going to say you share that with Hidden Harvest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that relationship was, I can remember I was on the board when it happened, and that relationship was unnatural. That was one of those things that, it was one of those things when it finally hit the table, everybody said, why didn't we think of that before?
I know, it's great. It's great. The relationship is strong, and, it's just like, we have the same missions and the same heart to feed people and assist people.
Let me ask, the pandemic threw a monkey wrench into everybody, and it closed down your dining room in effect. How did you survive the pandemic? Because the need for food continued, if not even increased.
Yes, there was a great increase, and we've been outdoors serving meals for over 2 years now.
Now, when you say outdoor serving,
is it thought it when we put it in place?
Yeah, is it like a drive-through?
Now it's a drive-through, and people can come in, they drive through, they get their meals, and then they get extra food from Hidden Harvest. And those who walk or drive, they can still drive, obviously, here. And anyone who wants to come in the dining room is welcome.
Wow. Of course, that's now the dining room is reopened, right?
Yes. It's been open since October.
You serve from when to when?
We serve our meals from 11 to 12.
11 to 12. So you come within that 1 hour span.
Yes. 700 meals, mind you, in 1 hour.
How many people can you seat?
We can seat up to 315 indoors, but we don't.
So that 700 meals is not all indoors, or you rotate?
No, it's outdoors and indoors. That covers both areas.
So we talk about meals. What's typically included in a meal?
Well, yesterday for Cinco de Mayo, we had chicken quesadillas. We had rice. Yeah, it's nice. And a vegetable and dessert. So every day there's something, a hot meal. It's nutritious, and it meets all the food categories.
It seems that the need at this time, you mentioned 700 meals. That seems like a lot to me. Is that above what the average has been over the years?
Yes, well above.
Well above.
Yeah, it used to be sometimes they'd have maybe 150 total.
Wow. Oh, wow.
200, right.
Huh. Are there, how do I phrase this? Are there qualifications for someone to get a meal from the Eastside Soup Kitchen?
Absolutely not.
That's what I thought.
All are welcome. You don't have to show your ID or your income. No, you want a meal, you come and get a meal.
Yeah, it's been that way since the beginning, hasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, the beginnings of the East Side Soup Kitchen were modest to say the least, because if I remember right, wasn't it in a church basement or something like that?
It was, and then before Hidden Harvest, it was in the Warren Avenue Presbyterian Church.
Yep.
Over on Millard, yes.
So 17 years
there
ago,
were-
when the Hunger Solution Center was built, really changed the face of the East Side Soup Kitchen in terms of physical presence, but the service didn't change.
No, I just can't say enough about the staff here. They are awesome. They are dedicated. They're compassionate. And in following that, all the volunteers are the same way. They're so giving.
Well, it's one of those services we wish didn't have to be provided, but is absolutely necessary. And
exactly.
Diane, we thank you much for leading the cause. So let's leave everybody again with a reminder about the golf outing and how they can sign up for it.
Yes, so you can go to our website, again, ESSK at eastsidesoupkitchen.org, 989-755-3663. And please follow us on Facebook.
And from those places, you can also make donations or volunteer, right?
Yes.
Very
yes.
good. Well, Diane, thank you much for spending a little time with us this morning, and good luck with future endeavors.
Thank you. It was my honor.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate your support, Art.
No problem. Love it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Diane Keenan, she directs the East Side Soup Kitchen in Saginaw, a valuable service. We're going to have open phones for the remainder of this hour. I want to ask, the weather's turning nice outside. What do you look forward to in the summer? What do you like to do during the summer here in Michigan? Give us a call, 989-752-6111. I'll tell you my little desires during the summer, too, all coming up.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It's that time of year for y'all grizzly bears to come out of hibernating and get some good grub in those bellies. Well, lucky for you, we've spiced up the menu a bit with a couple of new items. From dangerously tasty spin dip to fries piled high with homemade cheese. Say we've taken comfort food to the next level. Again, now get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth.
When Gretchen Whitmer used tax dollars for hush money to cover up nursing home deaths and $11 billion unemployment fraud, Annette Glenn pushed a bill banning tax finance gag orders on state employees. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
How do you make the most of your land? Everyone has their way. The Nelsons depend on their John Deere Gator XUV 835R to get
from point A to point B with decoys and the dogs.
As much as we've got going on, it's all about efficiency.
And if you ask the Mosers what they use their Gator XUV 590M for, they'll tell you.
The most fun we have on the Gator is just ripping around the property.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SECURE to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word SECURE to 989898.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSG.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and let's go to our phones. Al is in Midland. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, sir, and thanks for the invitation then to talk to everybody and listen to the replies and conversations that are coming back.
Sure.
Hey, I want to agree with you and Pat Johnston. You had a comment about the school debt bailout that Biden and the Democrats want to do. If they open the floodgates on that, when is it going to stop? Everybody's going to come along and look for a handout to bail them out from their college or their school costs and things like that. It's never ending.
Yeah, well, that's always been true. Everybody wants something for nothing.
So you're not the only one that agrees with Pat Johnston.
Yeah,
I agree with him on that too.
Good, there we go. Unity, I love it. A unifying item.
There is a lot of unity. I'm surprised that progressives are on the wrong side of this issue.
Well, no, I'm not. Progressive, I'll tell you why. Progressives, they want to give everything away. They want free everything. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Have a good one.
Pots just in time for Mother's Day. Can't find the right gift? Gift cards are available in any amount. Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, 1.5 miles north of the Midland Mall on Eastman Road next to DW Auto, and Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 4. Choose from a unique selection of wind chimes, bird baths, garden stakes, and many other unique garden accents that will make Mom feel special. Visit us on the web at www.maplehillmidland.com or like us on Facebook.
Wills and trusts, wealth management.
Does this sound important to you?
Succession planning for the family business, elder law, probate.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time comes, personal or for a business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes.
Reduce or eliminate estate, income, and gift taxes. Avoid probate costs and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Wright. See me today and get
some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Rife for yourself. Go to jerryrifelawyer.com. While you are there, subscribe to his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about elder law and estate planning. You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, jerryrifelawyer.com, or call Jerry Rife at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It's powerful technology, people with the right experience, and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, it's the Friday Five. We're celebrating. We're going to say moms, aren't we? Saying moms is violence.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, I think we're back with you. We had a little connection problem there we had to solve. And let's get back to our phones. Zeke is in Saginaw. Zeke, good morning. Zeke, are you there? Hello, Zeke. All right, Scott, are you there? Scott in Saginaw.
I am.
Good.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
All right. Hey, I like the segment there on the Soup Kitchen, good resource. But I would like to segue over to Joe Biden's comment when he said that the mega party is the most extreme party in America.
Yeah, I think he forgot about the left wing of his party.
Well, I didn't, Art. That's a funny thing. And I'd like to bring up a few things in just recent history that the left has done. First and foremost, they are now the party of the disinformation board. They are the party of open border policy. They are also the party that overlooked over 500 violent riots in this nation. They're the same party that successfully defunded some police departments and now are using some of those police that are remaining to go around the Supreme Court to protect our conservative judges from who? The violent left. This seems extreme to me. Yeah. And one more, since this is about abortion, since Putin has declared war February 20th, the Planned Parenthood and other organizations like them, with the help of the Democratic Party, under the leadership of Joe Biden, has murdered more people than Putin has been able to successfully kill with bombs and guns and warships. That's extreme.
Yeah. When I heard him make that comment about the MAGA, the Make America Great Again group, I just shook my head because, look, we are a polarized country, and the leak of the Supreme Court document did nothing to bring both sides together. If anything, we are now going to be further apart than we were before. It is, I think, first of all, it's a sad commentary that the document got leaked, but that's beside the point. I worry about where we're going, Scott, because we are so polarized in this country, and you know it because you are polarized one way, others are polarized another way. I worry about the future. I really do, and I think we're going to see a change at the midterms. That's going to be the first.
Well, I hope so, but here's another one. About a month ago, I made a comment that we don't know who's going into Joe Biden's residence in Delaware. And sure enough, New York Times now has reported they asked Secret Service for documentation. Secret Service said, sure, as soon as we can find it.
Yeah, I heard that.
To me, this is just ridiculous. This is just an incompetent, law-breaking administration, and I hope that.
All right.
I hope we get some good, decent people in there. All right.
Hey, good enough, Scott. Thanks for calling. Yeah, you bet. Bye-bye now. Paul is in Saginaw, so let's talk to Paul this morning.
Morning, Art.
Good morning.
Art, good morning. Here's what I don't understand, Art. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, she started that organization for the express purpose of limiting the growth of the black population because she was a racist.
Where'd you get that from? Whoa. Where'd you get that from?
I read that in numerous magazines. And I don't understand why the African Americans keep voting for these liberal politicians who support Planned Parenthood.
I don't know. They probably say the same thing about Republicans who vote against it. So,
well, I just don't understand this, and she has racist from the beginning, and she wanted to limit the growth of the black population. So I just, because she was part of the crowd there in the 1970s. Remember, Dr. Paul Ehrlich wrote the population bomb in the 1970s. He said by the year 2000, the planet would be totally starving. The world was going to end because of starvation and this and that. And she was part of that crowd, and none of that ever happened.
Yeah, well, lots of things don't happen. We get all kinds of predictions about us in the future, and none of it comes true. Sometimes it does, but rarely. So, all right. Good enough. Right. Thanks, Paul. Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye. All right. Lines open for you. 989-752-6111. And it is a Friday heading into a weekend. It's going to be, I've been told by my wife we're buying flowers this weekend. So I know I have my schedule written down. I'm going to get flowers. That's for sure. No two ways about it. Lots of things coming up to it. This is the time of year for me to move off of politics for a minute. It's time of year when I start thinking about other things other than politics. I mean, I'm a baseball fan, so I like to watch baseball. The one thing I miss is hockey because I'm a hockey fan, although the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on. But I love this time of year because I look forward to all of the outdoor things that can be done. I play golf, so I can get out and play a little golf. And get out on a shooting range outdoors instead of an indoor range. We can travel. We can get in the car and go places and see things and not be bundled up with heavy coats and everything. It's definitely spring is my favorite time of year for a couple of reasons. One, looking ahead, but two, this is my favorite weather time. I'm a 70-degreer, and let me explain what I mean by that. I'm not a big fan of 90-plus degrees, nor am I a big fan of 0 degrees. I would love a temperature of 70 degrees all year. I'd be a happy camper. But the only place in the United States you're going to get that is San Diego. And even then, a couple of weeks a year, you get out of that vein. But San Diego has probably one of the most tepid climates in the country. And that's my kind of weather. If we didn't have seasons and it was 70 degrees all year, I'd be perfectly happy. Now, I love the seasons in some ways. I mean, as much as I don't like frigid cold weather, occasionally I like a little snow once in a while, as long as it's in somebody else's driveway. But in terms of my favorite time, this is it. I think we get into May. And it's, for me, weather-wise, it's my happiest time. I think that the weather is phenomenal at this time of year. John is in Freeland, so let's take another call. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How you doing?
We're doing well.
Good. Hey, Art, I got a question for you. You have been talking quite a while here about dialing the area code before dialing the number, a local number.
Yeah.
Could you explain do you have an idea why they maybe had went to that?
Yeah, it had something to do, and I'm stretching my memory now, but it had something to do with another either emergency area code or some other area code that's in conflict. Because I think our region of the state, the 989 area code, is one of those areas. I don't think the entire state's doing it. I think it's our region. And I seem to remember something about a 988 or something like that, but it had to do with that. Now, I notice once in a while I'll make a call without it and it goes through. Other times I'm told by my carrier, can't complete as dialed, and then they put in the area code and it works fine. So
Yeah.
I don't have a definitive answer for you, but from the back of my brain, I seem to remember that we were the ones that had to change because of some other kind of emergency or other area code that was being put in place for something else. I will have to investigate and find out.
Because when I just dialed you the 989, and you had been saying quite a while ago when you call into the station, add 989,
Right.
and we had to at the time. And I just tried calling my brothers in Bay City, both of them, one yesterday and one today, and they also wanted the 989. So I think it's official now.
Oh, it's official. It is official. It's official. There was a date certain. I don't remember when it was, but it was a couple of months ago or something like that.
I just don't. I mean, there's.
Actually, when you think about this, John, we've been told this was coming for a long, long time. I can remember a couple of years ago, there was a press release or an announcement that at some point in time, you're going to have to be dialing the area code. And it took a long time to get there, but it finally did. So it wasn't a surprise. But again, I don't remember the exact reasoning for it. So I'm going to have to do a little investigation, see what I can find out.
Yeah, all I can honestly say is it seems like a real pain in the butt.
Well, you know what I did? What I have to do in my contacts, like in my phone contacts, I went in as I go to dial a number. If I have somebody come up and I see their number is without the area code, I go in and edit their entry and put in the area code. So all my contacts now have area codes. Because I was tired of being told I can't do that. This was it. They made 988 a National Suicide Hotline, 3-digit abbreviation. Certain areas are affected to where a 7-digit number might cause problems with that. And obviously, since we have a 989 area code, 988, one misdial finger, and there you go. So I think that's why we've been now relegated to using the area code. I was right about 988, though. I knew I heard that number before. So it's just, it's a touch inconvenient, but pretty soon you'll be so used to it, you won't even know it's different anymore.
I know what they are. I'm dialing from, get ready for this, a landline.
Oh, I have one here.
A landline.
Yeah, we have one.
We have phones also, but.
Yep, we have the same thing.
I guess we're just going to have to, I don't have a place in here for contacts. I don't believe so.
I'll give you one better in my house because I used to collect them. We don't use it anymore, but I actually have a dial phone hooked up to my phone.
Jeez.
Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those little black square Bakelite ones. Oh, yes, absolutely. So anyway, all right. Look, I got to run, but John, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Art.
Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll be back to close out this hour after these notes.
I'm the first nurse in my family. I started at Wellspring as a certified nursing assistant. And then I went on to nursing. And as I was in my nursing classes, Wellspring, they helped in any type of way, even with the nurses that were in the facility. They assisted with knowledge and passing things down that sometimes you don't learn in the classroom. It's been a great experience at Wellspring. I'm proud of being a nurse.
Join our team today. Visit wellspringlutheran.com.
Are you ready for retirement? With Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. Retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. You are going to get a 2-hour session at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park for only $21. It's usually $42, but you are getting it half off. This includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session, and it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. That's going to fit you. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The WS Team Show.
Very important update from Pat Johnston, who experienced over the weekend. What was it like, Pat Johnston? Tell us what you did.
I mowed for the very first time with an electric mower. It worked very well. In fact, my neighbor came over and he said, I didn't know what you were doing at first because I could hardly hear anything. He said, yeah, that's very quiet.
Yep. Interchangeable battery?
Yep, just throw the battery right in. And
so you get a spare battery and you can swap them. And
I think I might do that. I really do.
Then you can do the neighbor's one.
He'll want me to, yeah.
I never thought about that, though. The noise control was a big difference.
Yeah. In fact, my wife said, wow, so what, you can hear me now? I said, oh, man. That was always you know, no, I can't hear you. No, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I was going to mow the lawn and I saw the price of gas. I said, forget that.
Well, there you go.
No, listen, I have the answer. Borrow Pat's electric mower.
There you go. Good number.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Coming up after the news, we're going to talk to Fouad Fakhouri from the Saginaw Symphony Orchestra. And later on in the hour, Wendy Trashin, who is the tournament director for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational Golf Outing, because guess what? The tournament tickets are on sale. We'll tell you more about that later on in the hour.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CB, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A sell-off is down 470 points after the Labor Department released what analysts consider a solid jobs report for the month of April. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
In a nutshell, the number of jobs added at 428,000 is Many economists thought the jobless rate would slip to 3.5%. Instead, it remained at 3.6%.
Most gains were in leisure and hospitality, manufacturing, and transportation and warehousing. The numbers come on the heels of a dreadful day for the markets. The Dow marked its worst day since 2020. This week's leak of a draft opinion suggesting the Supreme Court is poised to overturn abortion, Roe v. Wade, has led to bills that induce abortions. Correspondent Janet Shamlian.
What are you seeing in terms of demand for medication abortions? We're seeing a huge increase in demands.
Christy Pitney is a telehealth abortion provider licensed to prescribe the pills in District of Columbia. 19 states have already banned telehealth abortions, requiring a clinician be present when the woman takes the medication. Maine is now the state with the highest COVID infection rate in the country. State epidemiologist Dr. Isaac Benowitz says a new subvariant is spreading there like wildfire.
BA.4, BA.5, others. Omicron variants. These are continuing to sweep across the country and across Maine.
In Ukraine, officials in Mariupol say a soldier was killed when Russian forces fired on a car headed to the Azovstal steel factory to help with a new round of evacuations. President Zelensky is out with a new assessment. Pentagon correspondent Cameron McCormick.
Zelensky told the Chatham House in Britain that Russia is convinced it
doing here through an interpreter.
They do not believe that they can be made responsible for the war crimes because they have the power of the nuclear state and the nuclear blackmail.
He called for quick prosecution of Russian war crimes. As for the war itself,
of it yet, and we cannot feel any willingness of the Russian side to end it.
He said Mariupol is completely destroyed, but insisted it will never fall. In the U.S., we're just learning the most popular baby names for 2021 were Liam, Noah, and Oliver for boys. Olivia, Emma, and Charlotte make the top 3 for girls. Fans will be... Zandon's the favorite heading into the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. Famed trainer Bob Baffert is suspended because last year's winner, Medina Spirit, failed a drug test and was disqualified. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. They're hiring. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
When you think spring, you think spring cleaning, spring fever, and spring projects. Let Capoco Community Credit Union make the spring projects part easy with a Visa home equity line of credit secured by the credit in your home with low 15 years to repay and possible tax savings. This will make that new landscaping or home remodel way less stressful. So you can focus on giving your home the TLC it needs. So when you think spring, think Capoco Community Credit Union. Find out more at capoco.org, member NCUA.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It's that time of year for y'all grizzly bears to come out of hibernating and get some good grub in those bellies. Well, lucky for you, we've spiced up the menu a bit with a couple of new items. From dangerously tasty spin dip to fries piled high with homemade chili and cheese. You might say we've taken comfort food to the next level. Again. The Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
The Eta Upsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated presents their 38th annual Hats Off to Mom celebration. Excellence and elegance in the Emerald City. Saturday, May 7th at 11 a.m. to be held virtually with keynote speaker. Lakes Regional Director of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The presentation of local scholarships, the Mother of the Year and Sora of the Year awards, the kickoff of the designer purse raffle, and much more. Ticket price is $60, and all the proceeds will benefit local scholarships and community service projects. Visit facebook.com/AKA Eta Upsilon Omega chapter for more details.
.790 Newsroom. This
all right, it is. Okay, it is 10:05 here at WSGW as we have a temp 54 degrees. I'm Pat Johnston. Flint residents affected by the water crisis only have a few days left to file a claim in the settlement. The state has provided $626 million to the city, with 80% of that going to people who were children at the time of the crisis. The deadline to file is May 12th. Claims and information on how to file can be found online at flintwaterjustice.com. A traffic stop conducted by state police in Saginaw on March 28th is now under review by the Michigan Attorney General's office. During a stop, a trooper allegedly struck a handcuffed suspect, and the trooper was suspended for the action. However, the Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office says...
Morning, how are you?
An appearance of impropriety indicates...
So hang in there.
Still want to get Julian on?
New possible charges against
all right
the
with
trooper.
me, yeah.
WSGW News Time is...
Yeah, what number is it?
989
Wills and
776
Trust, Wealth Management.
77.
Does this sound important to you?
6517.
All right, let me call them.
Okay.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time
I
comes
shut the video
for
off
solo
when
or
we're not
for
on.
business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes to get our lives in order.
Reduce or eliminate estate, income, and gift taxes. Avoid probate costs and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Reif. See me today and get your life in order.
Get some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Reif for yourself. Go to jerryreiflawyer.com. While you are there, subscribe to his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, jerryreiflawyer.com, or call Jerry Reif at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
WSGW News Time is 10:07. The failure of the Eatonville and Sanford dams in May of 2020 could have been avoided, according to a final report released by a 5-member panel of dam safety experts on Wednesday. WSGW's Michael Percha has this report.
The 502-page report lays broad blame at conflicting interests and cited nearly a century's worth of preventable errors, even within the Eatonville Dam's original construction, which used loose sand for the embankment interior. This resulted in liquefaction when soil becomes saturated with water and loses strength and stiffness, acting like a liquid. Several lawsuits are underway following the resulting flood, which forced the evacuation of nearly 11,000 people and caused $200 million in damages. There are suits against the former owner, Boyce Hydro, and the state report will factor in those lawsuits remains to be seen. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
After a series of search warrants were executed yesterday in Saginaw, 7 arrests were made in connection to an ongoing drug ring. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more with this report.
Court records indicate that investigation on this case began on March 25th when the U.S. Attorney's Office charged 5 individuals with conspiring to distribute quantities of cocaine and heroin brought into the country from Mexico. The Department of Justice says a federal jury indicted these 5 on April 4th for being involved in the conspiracy, leading to the arrest of 6 more participants in Saginaw County. 29-year-old Tiana Luan Frills, 32-year-old Jarquez Anthony Townsend, 36-year-old Antoine Georgeton Shivers, 35-year-old Adam Juan Rosas, and 51-year-old Michael Allen Pratt, all from Saginaw, are accused of taking part in a long-running drug distribution ring, which trafficked cocaine by the kilogram around the area since at least the fall of 2021. Authorities also arrested 54-year-old Cecil Peoples on separate charges of possession with intent to crimes. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The new state budget recently passed by the Michigan House of Representatives has funding for teachers, students, and infrastructure. State Representative Annette Glenn of Midland says there is also an increase in funding for law enforcement.
At a time reckless politicians across the nation talk about defunding the police and making our communities less safe, I am proud to stand with law enforcement and invest more in public safety. This budget plan supports the men and women who protect us, and it will keep our communities safer.
The budget allocates more than $225 million for officer recruitment and retention, communication, and community police efforts. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0 is 1010. I'm Pat Johnston.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Few spotty rain showers here for today. Partial sunshine develops, a high in the low 60s. Northeast winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, partly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 42. Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 59. And by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 66. Monday, sunshine, high of 71 degrees. Then by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 78. Wednesday, sunshine, high around 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 53.
Now, radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show for this Friday morning here on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. With me on video this morning, we say good morning to the musical director and conductor of the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra, and he is Fouad Fakhouri. Fouad, good morning.
Good morning, Art. This is. I have to tell you, this is a little bit better than just the phone. So we're getting close.
We're getting closer.
That's right.
And also, you have a special guest with you. Why don't you introduce that guest to us?
Our guest is Julian Schwartz, cellist Julian Schwartz, who will be performing with us tomorrow at the Temple Theater, the Shostakovich First Cello Concerto.
Julian, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
We're doing well. Oh, thanks for joining us this morning. So, Fouad, let's talk about this. This is the final concert of the season, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, what is it all about?
So, this is a concert that focuses on the music.
I think our Wi-Fi just went fluey.
Did it? Yeah.
Start it again.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Good. It's going to go in and out. I'm in a hotel. Sorry. So it's one of those things. But Dmitri Shostakovich is a composer, a Russian composer that was born in the early 1900s, in the first decade of the 1900s, and passed away in the 1970s, and lived his entire life writing during the communist Soviet Union. And he was under a lot of pressure throughout his life to conform to what the regime wanted him to write, whether it was with Stalin really sort of dictating, this is the type of music we want to hear, or other members of the regime. And basically, he had to find a way to express himself artistically while constantly trying to be, while he was always worried about what was going on with the authorities. And oftentimes they would sort of completely shut him out and ban his works for years, and then apparently he'd be rehabilitated, and then they would bring him back in and perform some of his music. So it's to focus on his work. We're performing 3 pieces, and the second piece obviously is Julian joining us for his cello concerto.
Julian, let me ask, so that everybody understands what drives someone to do what you do. What led you to the cello?
Well, that's an interesting question. Classical music is sort of like my family's business. Though we don't have a specific business that we all work for, we are, many of us are in the world of classical music, and it might seem like a niche sort of odd thing to do as a vocation, but for generations, from my grandparents down to me, on both sides were involved in classical music. So when I was growing up, it was sort of an expectation that my siblings and I would all play classical music, and we could quit other things. I mean, if I didn't want to more, that was okay. But if I didn't want to play my cello or play the piano anymore, that was not allowed. So it's sort of it had an increased importance in our household. I am one of 12 graduates of Juilliard on my mother and father's side combined.
Wow!
And even now, I'm married to a pianist who's a Juilliard grad, and her father was a Juilliard grad. So it's sort of stemming in this big web of our legacy as musicians. And my siblings are not classical musicians, though my brother is a professional musician. Just it's very different in the genre. He does a lot of heavy metal and
wow.
interesting types of alternative music.
Fouad's music.
But that's right. Exactly. Yeah. But for me, it was once I started doing it, I couldn't live without it.
Yeah.
So basically, we all know that an artist's life is more difficult, and it's harder to make a living doing art, doing music, especially for classical music, which is not commercial in nature. But I couldn't release its grip on me. So the simple answer is I came to the cello because
I
had to, and I stuck with it because I had to.
So here's my next question then. Did the cello choose you?
Well, it's interesting you asked that, because my original choice as such was the double bass because of its size, and there was this guy that hung around with my parents and who was an amazing bass player. And he said, "You got to play the bass." And when I asked, "Oh, I'd like to play the bass," my parents said, "No. How about not? Let's start you with the cello. It's smaller. It looks like a bass. And then you can switch to the bass later." Of course, they were protecting me from a life, repertoire and opportunity, even though there are some wonderful bass players in the world. I think they were setting me up for something with a little more variety and ability to place. For instance, the Shostakovich concerto I'm playing this week, it's partially to do with the fact that I'm a cellist and able to play at a high level.
So let's go back, Fouad, to the piece that Julian's going to play.
Right.
Was Shostakovich someone who focused on the cello? Why?
Well, it's interesting, and Julian can speak a little bit more to that. But the sort of the genesis for this piece was Mstislav Rostropovich, the great cellist, Russian cellist, wanted a piece to be composed for him by Dmitri Shostakovich, but for a long, long time he was told, don't approach him. He's going to say no. And took him a long, long time to sort of eventually go and ask him for the piece. And then Shostakovich obliged and created the piece. And interestingly enough, I was reading about it, he gave him the work. And I think Julian might know the details a little bit better. But I think 4 days later, he came back and he had memorized the entire piece and played it for him. And then they said they just drank vodka after that.
Hey, given the history of Shostakovich in Russia, though, did the Russian government, the Soviet Union, have to approve the writing of the piece?
So this is where it gets really tricky and interesting, and I think timely for the current events that we're living in. And Julian can speak to some references. This work was written in 1959, so Julian can speak to the references that he made. Specific one reference that Julian has been talking about to Stalin, but I think it wasn't just that they would have to approve it. Typically what would happen is that he would write a piece and then they would review it. Pravda, the state paper, would review it. And then if they thought it was worthy of the Russian ideal or the Soviet ideal of the time, then it would be received very well and he would be the darling of the Soviet Union at the time. But if they thought it was what they would call formalism, music that was not, what was more Western leaning, then they would pan it and they would say, "Yeah, that's not, you're going off the wrong path." And then they would completely sort of shut him out and completely ban his works. And in fact, at one point in time, he had a suitcase, his luggage, by his door and just waiting. And he told his wife, "I don't know when they're going to come take me to Siberia or to the Gulag. And I'm just going to wait and have my suitcase here."
Julian, is this a cellist's dream piece?
It depends on what kind of artist or what kind of cellist you are. It is high on emotional content, and as you hear Fouad talking about implications of it, there are also these sort of extra musical elements where I have begun to view the piece as it being an expression of Shostakovich as an artist. So I feel like when I'm playing it, the cello as the instrument in the work is representing Shostakovich and his innermost artist voice.
All right, hang on. We'll be back with both of you in just a couple of moments. I got to take a break here, and we are talking to Fouad Fakhouri, the musical director and conductor of the Saginaw Symphony Orchestra. Julian Schwartz, who will be the soloist on the cello. Tomorrow night's concert. We'll remind you about all that when we return.
Spring is finally here and exterior projects have begun. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating. Stop in for time-saving advice and products like Ready Seal Stains, a groove-proof wood sealer, and stain finish for fences, decks, pergolas, and more. Ask about our solar screen shades that protect your interior finishes and budget from UV rays and the hot sun. As always, design consultations are Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the fresh breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Tub of Towels, we started with the toughest messes and quickly realized Tub of Towels heavy-duty clean about anything, like stubborn brake dust, spilled paint, even permanent marker. There's literally thousands of uses. Proudly made in the USA with over 35,000 5-star reviews. Find Tub of Towels heavy-duty cleaning wipes at your local auto parts store, the Home Depot, Lowe's, and more. Look for the big yellow tub.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks lost ground at the open, though more jobs were created than expected last month. 428,000. Rate remained the same, 3.6%. Average hourly earnings rose. Could be a sign that wage inflation is moderating. Shares of real estate site Zillow are down 12%, though its quarter saw faster home closings than expected. That's believed to be the result of a rush to purchase homes with mortgage rates rising. Its forecast for the current quarter is disappointing. Movie theater chain Cinemark is reporting higher sales for the recent quarter, and though it is still losing money, the loss was smaller. Food delivery company DoorDash says total orders rose to a record in the first quarter of the year. It added more new customers since the start of last year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Are you questioning Joe Biden's handling of the economy? Soaring inflation, higher taxes, $30 trillion of debt, and wild congressional spending? If yes, you'll want this new economic guide, The Iceberg Economy, Surviving a Bloated Market and a Punch-Drunk Administration. Call Monetary Gold right now to get this free guide. It will help you protect your savings and preserve your retirement. Get this free guide by calling 866-443-4655. 866-443-4655.
Bureaucrats threaten doctors over their COVID treatments, Representative Annette Glenn backed the bureaucrats down. Dr. John Fenninger said Annette Glenn's actions, quote, may have saved many lives. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Play the new Millions Cash Payout instant games from the Michigan Lottery. 4 fun tickets with over $155 million in total prizes. Play Millions Cash Payout today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. WSGW station, you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football. Click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Fouad Fakhouri from the Saginaw Symphony Orchestra, its conductor and musical director, Julian Schwartz, who will be the featured artist tomorrow night's concert. Fouad, let's talk a little bit about the rest of the concert, what's happening, and then remind everybody about tickets and all that good stuff.
Great. So the first piece that we open up is the Chamber Symphony that he wrote initially as a string quartet, his 8th string quartet. We will perform that first, and then we'll have Julian. And I wanted to pair those two pieces because they use the same motive, very, very similar motive that he wrote throughout his life. And I wanted to sort of compare them and have the audience listen to those two pieces. It's very interesting. So Dmitri Shostakovich had this motive that he used throughout his career in his pieces. It was his signature, and he took his initials, D from Dimitri, and then Shostakovich, SCH. And this theme that he created is D, E flat, C, B. And he brings it out in some sort of form or fashion in those two pieces constantly. And it's as if he's sort of imprinting his name on the piece. So that's something that I'm going to talk about to the audience tomorrow. Tomorrow at the concert. So those are the two pieces. And then we'll have a break and then come back and perform his 9th symphony. And that's an interesting work because in composers of classical music, the 9th symphony after Beethoven, everyone wanted to write a great piece of music. But typical of Shostakovich, because I think he was under such an oppressive regime, he gets to the 9th and everyone is expecting this huge statement and this great work. And he writes one of the most whimsical pieces, his shortest piece. It's 26 minutes long and it's small orchestra. And it sounds completely the antithesis of what you would expect a 9th symphony to be. And I think he just did it specifically because he just did not want to ever conform to what was expected out of him.
Well, I mean, to write a great 9th symphony, apparently you have to be deaf.
That's right. Yes.
Beethoven certainly met the test of time. Julian, let me ask, for an artist like yourself, how long do you spend practicing your cello every day? And do you do it every day?
Well, it's a very interesting question because I need to practice every day and I also need to not practice every day, which is it's difficult to balance. But basically, my goal is to practice as little as possible and get everything done that I need to get done in my work. And sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes 6-7 hours, sometimes it takes 30 minutes. It just depends on the day, depends on the situation. But it's like anything. It's like being a pitcher or a quarterback. You have to take care of your body, and you have to know how much is too much. So, for instance, the Shostakovich Concerto is one of those pieces that takes the most endurance of any piece ever written for the instrument. And some pieces I could practice 6 hours a day and then play the piece. No problem. With Shostakovich, I actually have to think about stamina, think about endurance, and not push myself too much the day of a concert. Also, when you come to the concert this weekend, you'll hear me playing the Shostakovich. I've played it over 30 times at this point. So it's a piece that I'm asked to play a lot. So you're hearing something that has developed in me. And the first time I played it, I must have been practicing it, 8 hours a day, preparing it, learning it, absorbing it. Now when I'm coming back to it, it's like an old friend, and I have to spend less time because I know it so well, and I get to think more about the music. So it's very situational, but that's sort of the idea. And playing something that you've played a lot is always going to be a better experience from an audience perspective because you get to hear something that someone's known for, that they've done so many times and is really part of them as an artist.
When you play it tomorrow, will it be the exact same way you played it the last time?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think
so. It's so funny because Fouad and I did it together in the last concerto concert before the pandemic, February 29th, 2020. We did this piece together, and so it'll be interesting how this has matured in both of our interpretations because, he's leading the orchestra. He's an equal partner in this piece. So it'll be interesting how that's developed and how it's matured over the past pandemic years.
You've anticipated my question to Fouad because Fouad, typically in an orchestral piece, the conductor has a lot of influence on the coloration and how the piece is played. How does that work when you're dealing with a featured artist who plays the piece to a certain style that he has? And you, as the conductor, do you stand aside for the featured artist?
To a degree, somewhat to a degree, you have to take a step back and allow the guest artist. This piece is for the cello, right? It features Julian and the cello. So my job in this regard is to sort of react to what he gives, right? And that's how I view it. Of course, we have to have the same vision of the entire work, but overall, my job is to sort of take what he gives us and react to it and then give it back to him so that he can continue doing what he needs to do. So it's more of a dialogue between both of us versus me sort of imprinting my my point of view on the work. Of course, there are some conductors that do that, but I don't think that's the way to approach a concerto.
Is it unusual, Fouad, to do an entire concert on one composer?
It is risky, but I don't know if it's unusual. It's typically unusual in that you're putting all your eggs in one basket. But I thought this is a great composer, and we really need to focus on his music. And I picked music that is varied enough that people will be quite interested in hearing all these pieces.
So this concert is tomorrow night.
Right.
Tell everybody about the details.
So it's tomorrow night. It's at the Temple Theater. They can go to the box office and get tickets, but I would encourage them to call the symphony office or go to our website, SaginawBayOrchestra.com, and purchase tickets there. I've been saying this all along. I feel like I say it every time with you, Art, but I mean, this is a unique event. We have a great guest artist in Julian. We have a great composer, and we are going to spend an evening sort of exploring this work of this terrific composer. And I want to relate it to what's going on today in the world in general, in Russia versus what's going on in Europe right now.
It's interesting, Julian. I must admit, I'm not a great fan of the string section of an orchestra. That's just me. But the exception, the exception is the cello. There is a certain resonance and a certain body of sound that comes out of a cello, which I find absolutely fascinating. I always have. I've never been a violin fan or viola fan or bass, but the cello has always captured my interest. It is a unique instrument.
It is. It has a beautiful singing sound. I mean, that's why over the years I've fallen more and more in love with it, because I really treat it like it's a vocal, like it's imitating what could be sung or could be expressed with the human voice. And so there's that human quality. So in some ways, when composers write their deepest concertos that are closest to their expression as artists, it usually is in the form of a cello concerto for some reason. So like Dvorak, like Elgar, like Strauss, like Shostakovich.
Yeah. So I have to ask this question. When you travel with that beauty, do you buy it a seat on the airplane?
I mean, this is one of those things. Yes, I buy it a seat on the airplane, and I think if they had told me what I would have had to go through when I was starting the cello, I might have picked something slightly smaller. When the person thinks they're being very, very funny, and they say, "Would you have preferred to pick the piccolo?" I always reply in the affirmative. Absolutely, I wish I picked the piccolo, but now I'm too far down this rabbit hole of buy a seat for it. And 8 out of 10 flight attendants just don't even bat an eye, and a few of them give me a little trouble. But it's and of course, everyone who's in the airport thinks that it's my first time ever doing it. So they're eager to assist and to inquire. But
yeah,
on the whole, it's okay.
Compare that to Fouad, who does not have to buy a seat for his baton.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about the piccolo, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What's easier than the baton? Well, again, tomorrow at the Temple Theater will be the final concert of the season, Shostakovich. And when do you announce next season?
I think we're going to start announcing it soon. I think tomorrow they have brochures about what's coming up next year. And then within the next month, we'll start releasing the specific pieces that we're going to be doing.
Which means I'll talk to you again.
That's right. Yeah. By the way, before we ever let you go, I wanted to let you know that Julian has a place in New York, or had a place in New York. So he's a New Yorker too.
Oh, all right. I'm from the Bronx, Julian.
That's right.
Oh, great. As long as you're a Met fan, it'd be fine.
Born and raised there. And what was the name of that restaurant we had lunch in, the French restaurant that time?
Café and de Trois. Yeah. Times Square. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Julian, thank you much for taking time to be with us. Go back and practice now.
Sir, thank you.
All right. And Fouad, thank you very much. You can go back and study your music.
Thank you, Art. I will.
All right. Good enough. Thanks a lot, guys.
talking
Have
to
a
you.
great day.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Nice.
Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra tomorrow, 8 o'clock at the Temple Theater. Shostakovich takes center stage. We'll take a break, and we will be back with more on the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-1000.
Spring is here. Longer, warmer days, trees budding, perennial flowers blooming, and the return of our state bird, the robin. What we're not looking forward to is rain, flooding, thunderstorms, and of course, power outages. No one wants to be caught off guard with the sump pump problem during a heavy downpour. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning can help you plan ahead to avoid a flooded basement. They sell and install primary electric pumps, as well as water and battery-powered backup pumps. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning can also bring you back to normal from a wet basement with maintenance or replacement of a flooded water heater, furnace. The experts with your plumbing and heating mechanical needs in your home. You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, 989-792-8738. Or find them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, managing your medications from home is simple. With our easy-to-use prescription drug plans, you can get the medicine your doctor prescribes from your local pharmacy or even delivered by mail. For the trusted care you need and want, Blue Cross will be here with more convenient ways, like we've been for more than 80 years. Blue Cross Blue Shield of comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
Save 11% on everything at Menard's Garden Center. Prevent damage to trees, shrubs, and gardens with Messina's Animal Stopper. It's easy to apply, won't damage plants, and lasts for up to 30 days. Choose from deer, small animal, dog and cat, squirrel, or rodent stopper. 32-ounce bottles are $8.99 each after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menard's. Good through May 8th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
The WSGW Morning Team Show. WSGW online poll. The U.S. Supreme Court leaked abortion. Leaked draft. The U.S. Supreme Court is positioned to overturn Roe v. Wade. If that happens, it would mean the decision on the right to abortion would be up to individual states.
Abortion is religion for the far left, and they are willing to do anything to defend that religion.
They want to bully anyone who seeks or provides reproductive health care.
Chief Justice Roberts issued the statement that confirms the authenticity of the leaked document, but he also says it doesn't represent a final decision by the court or the final position of any member on the issue in this case. There is a ruling that's expected by the end of June. The whole question is, do you think the Supreme Court should overturn Roe v. Wade and return the decision on abortion to individual states? It's yes, it's no. You can make your vote by going to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find a poll box, and vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and we turn our attention to something coming up in just about 2 months. The Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, the LPGA event held at the Midland Country Club. And with us this morning is the tournament director. We say good morning to Wendy Trashin. Wendy, good morning.
Hey there, my friend. Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on.
No problem, because this week was the week, yesterday was the day announced that tickets are on sale to the general public, right?
Oh, they sure are. And it was a great day. We always love that day. And we have seen ticket sales go off the charts, which we're very happy about.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about those ticket sales, because there's all kinds. Let's talk, first of all, about just the general admission ticket. You want to come in and watch golf?
So Monday and Tuesday of tournament week, it's free to the public. On Wednesday this year, it is on Dow. So it's Dow celebrating their 125th anniversary. So it's free to everybody. And daily tickets, so for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, are $10 each day. Or weekly tickets are $25 for those 3 days.
And we should point out the Dow Day, the Wednesday, that is the beginning of the tournament. So you're actually going to see all of the competitors, not just the cut, but everybody.
And everybody will get in. We'll give everybody a free food voucher. And we've got some other things planned for them in honor of Dow's 125 years. So we're very excited about that. And that is the day of the opening ceremonies as well. And so we're encouraging everybody to come out.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love that one. It's one of my favorites. Let's talk for a minute. You said you're giving everybody a food voucher on Wednesday also?
We are giving everybody a food voucher. So that will get them either a free hot dog, hamburger, a bag of chips, and a drink. And for the first 5,000 people. So that's the great part about working with Dow, that they're committed to, making sure that this tournament, is attainable for everybody. So we're very excited about that.
And at the same time, we should point out, this is now one of the richest tournaments on the tour, isn't it? $2.5 million purse.
Yes. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, hang on, Wendy. We'll come back and talk about some of the other things available. When we return, we're talking to Wendy Trashin. She is the tournament director for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And we will maybe return. Maybe I'll have to wait just a moment here because they're playing with the computer at the station. So we'll keep talking. Let's talk for a moment. There we go. Okay, we're going to take the break, and then we will return with more here on the Art Lewis Show.
Hemlock Public School District is proud to announce they are the Innovative District of the Year in 2022. This vibrant school community offers engagement in extracurricular activities from sports, drama, fine arts, robotics. Is a leader in innovation, collaboration, and education with programs from the cradle to early middle college. Call us today at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282 or hemlockps.com. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today.
At Wildfire, rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards, or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell up.
Open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. It's back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of the John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor to make
the earth take the shape that I wanted to take.
And the Allens fire up their John Deere 3032E compact tractor to
go about 9 acres.
The beauty of having land is deciding how to make it yours. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at deer.com. Nothing runs like a deer.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you could wave a wand and change one house, what would it be?
Hold that thought, but forget the wand. Home improvement isn't magic.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, we can show you the tricks of the trade for remodeling and repair.
And how to not get fooled when you're choosing and directing a contractor. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti, phoning your fix-up questions here this weekend.
On the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, talking to Wendy Trashin. She is the tournament director for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational Ticket Sales, now available. Before I forget to ask this, before we get into some of the other ticket packages, where are tickets available? How does someone get them?
Oh, well, right now, if you go to glbi.com, it is right on the homepage. So we've had a homepage takeover, so it's very easy. You'll see the button that says purchase tickets, and you click there and you'll see all the different packages that are available.
So let's talk about some of those other packages other than just the daily admission. Let's start with the Eat Great Trail tickets. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So as you remember, Eat Great is one of our ancillary events. And so we have 4 suites set up on course. We are bringing in 3 different area restaurants per suite. For each of the days, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. The Eat Great Trail tickets are $45 each day, so a single day, and then kids 12 and younger will be admitted to the trail for free, and then 13 to 20, ages 13 to 20, the ticket price for those individuals is $20. And so we really have worked hard with the restaurants. They've always been very happy to support us and trying to theme out some of the days. And so we're very excited about the trail this year.
Let's talk for a minute around the stands, the suites that are set up around, for example, the 18th green. Are they available to purchase for the public, or are they strictly things that are governed by what Dow wants to do with them?
Well, so we have 2 decks on the 18th tee, which is Diamond Club, and on the 18th green that are for our sponsors, and and that's part of their sponsorship packages. But we also have 13, where you can have a great viewing, which is one of the Eat Great trails, and then we have the public deck also. On the 18th tee, where you can also have some great viewing. And the public deck is free to the public, except on Thursday, because that's experience day. But we have lots of great things that are happening on that deck on Wednesday, which is free to the whole public, and the other days, which are Friday and Saturday. So there's plenty of great viewing. I mean, we've positioned all those suites accordingly, because we know people want to be able to watch great golf, and they're elevated, so you get a great view.
And before I get too far along, let's remind everybody of the dates.
Yes, so this is July 10th. We kick off on that Sunday with a block party in downtown Midland from 5 to 8 until the 16th. This is a little different of tournament because we're giving the girls a day to travel because they go over to France. It is a Wednesday through a Saturday tournament.
And the kickoff on Sunday, Rock the Block. Tell us about that.
This is we wanted to do to kind of celebrate the fact that, you know, we're back. And so we will have a few players here. The DDA of Midland is kind of kicking off the week before. And so we'll have putting greens all along the sidewalks. Midland downtown, once again, is doing their common area. So the will be blocked off for 2 blocks. We're bringing in some additional food trucks to try to help. We've got live music, and we'll have a little bit of a program where you'll meet some of the players. We'll have autograph alley where people can get some autographs, and so it's really kind of just a kickoff to the week to celebrate, you know, the fact that the tournament starts.
And we should point out that this Rock the Block does not replace the Eat Great Fall event that is going to happen.
Yes, our Eat Great. We moved to Eat Great Fall off of tournament week, and so we have that on the 8th and 9th of October in Winona Park, and we're very excited about that as well. You know, as you know, we had Eat Great Winter in Winona Park. It was been great to work with the crew in Bay City, and so we different. It is on Saturday and a Sunday. And so we will be bringing in over 60 restaurants. We're bringing in breweries and some flat screen TVs so that we can watch a little bit of golf, a little bit of football, and have that fall celebration.
And it's a good time had by all. This year, we had the Winter Eat Great at the park at Winona, and it was fabulous.
Yeah. But I just want to give a little shout out to our vets. So once again, we will have our veteran tent. All veterans are invited to attend for free. Their military ID. We are working really hard and have a sponsor in Kelly Services for our vets. And so we will be having a pancake breakfast for them on Wednesday morning. We have a chicken dinner celebration for them on Friday. And so it's one of those things where, you know, we want to give back to those people who have served for our country.
And they will have their own viewing site too, won't they?
They do on 11. It's a great viewing site. So it's also elevated. We've got extra volunteers in there to help with serving food and those types of things for that. They really loved being moved to that spot last year.
Well, Wendy, obviously, with Dow being the title sponsor of this tournament and the ones responsible for getting it to happen, they are without question a STEM company, and STEM takes front and center in this tournament, doesn't it?
It sure does. I mean, STEM, sustainability, I mean, it's part of the core of this tournament. And so as you remember, in 2019, we had a STEM center, which was located in the ballroom of the Midland Country Club. This year, we've moved it out on course. I'm local clubs and to try to get as many children bussed in so that they can not only see the tournament, but they can go into the STEM center. So we're excited about that. And anybody wants to contact me, I'm happy to make those arrangements. But it's something that is a priority for Dow. And it's also a priority for the LPGA in regards to sustainability.
When do we find out about the teams and who signed up?
We will start hearing back from the LPGA probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So, you know, they do a really good job of sending weekly updates. And once we start seeing who those players and pairs are, we'll be sure to let you know.
Well, once again, let's remind everybody about the website where they can get tickets and find out about other ancillary things in the tournament.
DowGLBI.com.
That's simple. Wendy,
that's simple.
Thanks for taking some time out to give us a shout and talk to us about tickets.
Thank you so much for having me. We're so excited.
Anytime. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.
All righty. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. Wendy Trashin, she is tournament director of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, the LPGA tournament. Again, the week of July 10th through 16th at the Midland Country Club. And we'll be back to finish up this program after these notes.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It's that time of year for y'all grizzly bears to come out of hibernating and get some good grub in those bellies. Well, lucky for you, we've spiced up the menu a bit with a couple of new items. From dangerously tasty spin dip to fries piled high with homemade chili and cheese. You might say we've taken comfort food to the next level. Again, now get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. You are going to get a 2-hour session at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park for only $21. It's usually $42, but this includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. There is a course level that's going to fit you. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation. Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Coming up on Focus, we're going to talk to Wayne Meyer about his charity Just for Kids. That will be after the news. We'll talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CB, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafin. A Wall Street sell-off is into its second day, but easing some. The Dow is down 79 points after yesterday's 1,000-point plunge. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says today investors are weighing the 428,000 jobs created last month.
With this report largely coming in on target, the market reaction will be one that is still predicated on the question of whether the Federal Reserve can thread the needle of raising interest rates enough to quell inflation without tipping the U.S. economy into a recession.
The investment strategist Michael Farr on where the smart money is headed.
Sell the things that perhaps some of them that have done the best, where they still have those profits, and maybe they put a little bit of money into some of the safer stocks, some of the more blue chip stocks.
Overseas in Ukraine, President Zelensky says through an interpreter that the city of Mariupol has been battered but will not fall to the Russians.
It is all destroyed completely.
CBS's Charlie Daggett. Ukraine.
Having survived the Russian onslaught in Bucha herself, Yana Melnichenko drove down here to meet her brother and mother who fled from Azov just north of Mariupol. It was hard. We didn't have any water, no internet connection. We were hiding in the basement, Alexei told us, and the Russians looted the supermarkets. Is the whole family back together now? Yes. She says this is the best day.
In Romania, Lady Joe Biden serving food to American troops. She will meet with refugees from Ukraine. As COVID cases rise here in the U.S., CBS's Jim Crisula tells us
Maine of having the highest COVID-19 infection rate in the country, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Dr. Isaac Benowitz is Maine's state epidemiologist.
We're treating more people week after week, not just because there are more cases, but also because more people are aware of what they should do when they get sick.
The CDC says the BA4 and BA5 Omicron variants continue to sweep across the U.S.
It's a stormy day in the eastern half of the country. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson's watching the weather map.
A large part of the southeast, including Atlanta, and it stretches through most of the day. I think you could be seeing storms in the Atlanta area off and on. So if you're planning on traveling to go see mom today,
from the people at Social Security, the top baby names for 2021. Olivia, the favorite girl's name. Liam tops the list for boys. Wall Street, again, the Dow is down 104 points. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards, or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
Coming back, round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City, and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back, round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
So what's the most exciting part of playing Millions Cash Payout, the new instant game series from the Michigan Lottery?
It's the cash.
Maybe it's having 4 brand new tickets to play.
No.
The tickets are from $2 to $20.
It's the cash.
And they have little stars on them.
I'm telling you, it's the cash.
Of course, with top prizes up to $2 million and over $155 million in total prizes, that part is pretty exciting too.
You think?
Play new Millions Cash Payout.
And put some cash play in your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 51 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. An early morning crash sent one man to the former Hamilton Bakery building. Around 3 a.m., Saginaw City Police and Saginaw Fire were called to the scene of a crash involving a westbound sedan on Gratiot Avenue that had crashed into the corner of the former bakery and taken part of one of its walls. The part of Gratiot was closed to clean up the scene. Police say the incident was likely caused by excessive speeding. The Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office has handed over a review of a state police trooper's actions to the Michigan Attorney General's office. On March 28, the trooper allegedly struck a handcuffed suspect after a traffic stop in Saginaw. The trooper was suspended. The prosecutor's office says it was handed the case over for possible charges against the trooper to avoid any appearance of impropriety. Midland County's historic 500-year flood in May 2020 did not have to happen. That's the conclusion of a report by dam safety experts appointed by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. WSGW explains.
The flood, which forced the evacuation of nearly 11,000 people and caused more than $200 million in damages, resulted from the failure of the Edenville and Sanford dams. 18 hours of rain saturated the soil embankment of the Edenville Dam and liquefied the soil. The 502-page report released Wednesday by the 5-member independent forensic team investigating the failure says the rain raised Wixom Lake's water level 3 feet higher than previously recorded levels. However, human error also plays a factor in the dam's failure, starting with its initial construction in the late 1800s, which used loose sand for the embankment interior. Boise Hydro, the dam's former owner, often didn't have enough money to effect repairs or pay regulation fines since the dam didn't generate enough electricity. Inspectors often overlooked issues which could have prevented their failures. The IFT report says there are 15,000 other dams like the Edenville Dam across the country, which could take up to $75 billion to repair them all. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. And now, sports betting is here. That's right. You can bet on games in every season as you enjoy all the tasty food and live sports on TVs throughout the Creekside Lounge. Got a favorite? Got a hunch? Get to Saginaw Eagles Landing to wager on all the point spreads, props, parlays, and more. Sports betting puts you right in the action, and there's no better place to watch a game than the Creekside Lounge. Sports betting is just one more reason to get here. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly.
You must be 18 or older to wager. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. The Michigan House of Representatives has passed a budget for the 2023 fiscal year, which supporters say focuses on students, law enforcement, water infrastructure, and teachers. State Representative Annette Glenn of Midland, who introduced plans for dam safety, drinking water, and infrastructure into the budget, says it will help residents all across the state.
This is a plan that helps people all across Michigan right now. It will also help our children and grandchildren well into the future. We are continually doing more to improve our state water's infrastructure, give students and teachers the tools they need to succeed, and help our communities thrive. This budget plan is the latest step in our vision to make Michigan an even better place to live for years to come.
Supporters of the budget say there is also $1 billion in tax relief. Stellantis is planning to move quickly as it makes a decision on a site for a second electric vehicle battery plant. Here's more from Jeff Gilbert.
They're in the final stage of their analysis, says North America Chief Operating Officer Mark Stewart, and should have a final decision on a location within the next 2 months. Plant number 1 is going into Windsor. Could number 2 be in Michigan?
We're still going through all the site selection, right? So we've got a great working relationship with MEDC and the teams, DTE, and so forth. So absolutely, we're still in discussions with Michigan as well as other states.
Stewart says it's possible that Stellantis could even need a third North American battery plant. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
More than 900 Saginaw Valley State University students will be taking part in 2 commencement ceremonies today. 80 students are expected to complete degree requirements. Graduates in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences, College of Education, and College of Science, Engineering, and Technology will have their commencement exercises at noon. The second ceremony for graduates of the Carmona College of Business and College of Health and Human Services is at 4:30 p.m. Both ceremonies will be held in SVSU's Riders Center. President Donald J. Bashan will congratulate each graduate as he or she crosses the stage. SVSU will also provide a live video stream of each ceremony that can be accessed on their website. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. Coming up on 11:11, I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast.
Few spotty rain showers here for today. Partial sunshine develops, a high in the low 60s. Northeast winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, partly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 42. Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 59. And by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 66. Monday, sunshine, high of 71 degrees. Then by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 78. Wednesday, sunshine, high around 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 54.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW. The places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, and our program brought to you today by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. I'm often asked what I like about my job the most. And one of the things I like about my job the most is getting to meet wonderful people who not only are great business people, but also good in the community and active in the community. And such is the case with my guest this morning, who I am pleased to call a friend. And we say good morning to Wayne Meyer from Meyer & Associates. Wayne, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm doing well. I hope you are too.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
And guess what? Golf season's almost here.
Almost.
But I want to talk not so much about Meyer & Associates today, but something that you're involved in and have been for a long time, and that's the Just for Kids Foundation. Tell us a little history of that and how it got started before we get into this concert coming up.
Yeah, well, this foundation started about 14 years ago, and it came from me trying to recognize kids that normally wouldn't be recognized, and wanting to make sure that they knew that they were being, and that they mattered. And it prompted out of my childhood, and I came from a pretty tough environment, and I thought that maybe if this would have happened to me, my life would have been a little bit easier as I was coming up. And so that's kind of what started the foundation on its road to where it is today.
And what does the foundation do for youngsters?
So we try to recognize kids for doing the right thing, good citizenship, doing things that when they're reaching out to their fellow classmates, things like that. So we can come in and basically say, hey, you know what? Somebody saw what you were doing, and we try to give them some kind for doing that. We give out scholarships to seniors leaving and moving on to college that normally may not qualify for a scholarship, and so we do that as well. We have 8th graders moving into high school. We try to award them based on their faculty telling us who they are, laptops to help them with their studies. We do bike drops in the elementary schools to recognize kids for being good citizens. And then generally, when we find a situation out there, not within the schools, but warrants that, we'll step in and we'll try to help in any way we can.
And of course, all that takes money. So that brings us to the fundraising side of things. And tell us about this concert coming up.
So, yeah, I got to tell you, so I'm going to tell you, we're really blessed. Bay City Concerts has recognized us as one of the charities and have for the last few years in what they've done with the concerts they've coming up. And so we really feel blessed about that. And they have some fantastic acts coming in. I know on the 5th of August, Brantley Gilbert will be here, a great country western person. And the concert itself is relevant to today, and I think that it's phenomenal. And then on Saturday, they got a whole lineup coming in. Papa Roach, Falling in Reverse, Hollywood Undead, Bad Wolves. I would like to tell you I know who all these guys are, but you and I both know we're too old to know who these guys are.
You got that right.
Again, from what I hear, these guys are phenomenal. And I talked to one guy that said he's seen Papa Roach in concert 5 different times and said nobody puts on a show like this guy does.
Wow. Now, when is that concert?
That one's on Saturday, August the 6th.
Saturday, August the 6th. And
then Brantley Gilbert. So back to back.
And I know that tickets are available. I'm trying to find my information here, but do you know where they are?
Yeah, so they're going to be available online, and they go on sale on Friday, May 13th. And so for Friday and Saturday, the general admission is going to be $30, and then when they on Sunday it goes up to $40. So if you want your general admission tickets, getting them on the 13th and 14th of May online. I think if you go on BayCityConcerts.com, there's a spot where you can just click to buy your, and you'll be able to get them there. And then I think the VIP tickets are like $70 for both concerts. Or not for both, $70 each, but that's the VIP price.
Yeah, and that gives you a chair and concession access and all that good stuff too. And also you can get tickets at Prime Brothers.
Meet Chad Cunningham.
Yeah, you can get tickets at Prime Brothers at 1500 South Euclid Avenue in Bay City. They will also have tickets. And it's www.baycityconcerts.com. We're talking to Wayne Meyer from Meyer & Associates and Just for Kids Foundation. We'll have more with him when we return after these notes on Focus.
M&R Garage Door wants to invite everyone who missed them at the Midland Home and Garden Show to stop by their showroom to see what's new with garage doors. They want to remind you that home experts agree that replacing your old garage door with an M&R door can instantly transform the look and curb appeal of your home more than any other exterior improvement. They can professionally install your garage door and opener. M&R has trained staff to stand behind and warranty their work. Call 894-0971. That's 894-0971. M&R Garage Door. Service is their specialty.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. It doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my Outdoor Magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option, Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on 90 AM and 100.5 FM.
90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90 AM and 100.5 FM. 90
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
All right, we're back on Focus, talking to Wayne Meyer from Meyer & Associates and Just for Kids Foundation, announcing that next Friday, the 13th, tickets will go on sale for the first weekend in August concerts to be held at Veterans Memorial Park in Bay City, featuring country and rock and all kinds of wonderful music for the benefit of the Just for Kids Foundation in part. Wayne, let's just for a moment, I'm curious, during the pandemic, how serious were the needs when Just for Kids went out looking for young recipients? What were you finding?
Well, I'll be honest with you, with the schools closed down, we really had a struggle with the, recognizing kids. But one of the things that came out was a lot of these kids had no limited access to food. That sounds crazy, but part of what we do is a program called Blessings in a Backpack, where we go in the schools, unbeknownst to the kids. We fill backpacks with food, stuff like that, stick it in their lockers so that they have food over the weekends. And then when school was no longer in session, huge undertaking beyond just the weekend stuff. We were having to try and help with stuff that was going on the regular day basis, where they were getting food at the schools themselves. So it was a big deal.
Obviously, you can't do this all alone. Have you got a board of directors?
We do. Yeah, we have board of directors. Our office staff here at Meyer Associates is very involved. And then we have community volunteers that come in and help, as well as we go in and integrate into the schools, do that kind of stuff, because we try to do it not just in Bay County, but we also are involved in Saginaw County as well.
I want to take you out of the foundation just for a minute. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the screwy marketplace we're in. Up 900 one day, down 1,000 the next day. What's happening?
So I'm going to tell you, so there's a lot of speculation out there, but I'll try just to dumb it down real quick. Right now we think a lot of this has to do with the announcements that the Federal Reserve made back in January, eliminating the easing program that they've been involved in for years, raising interest rates, and making the announcement that it was going to be at least 10 interest rate hikes over the next 2 years. Sent the bond markets into a tizzy, dropping down. The stock market didn't like it either, and so we're seeing a lot of that. Still, a lot of this has to do with the supply chain issue that we're having, and inflation. And inflation, in my mind, Fed was raising interest rates to try and control inflation. However, until we have chicken on the shelves, I'm going to tell you, inflation is going to stay there, because people want chicken and they're going to pay for it, and somebody's going to charge them for it. So
I don't know.
That's kind of where I won't say that's everything, but that sure is part of what's going on.
I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, Wayne. Have you ever seen a marketplace like this?
Actually, did back in 2008. It was a different cause, but the effect was the same. And back in 2008, we went through, the mortgage crisis and the banking crisis back then. Both the stock market fell and the bond market fell, and interest rates were non-existent. So places for people to have places to say, well, I can stick my money there and I can make something. It just didn't exist back in 2008 and doesn't really exist today. So with that being said, you're going to hear something that probably your listeners are going to say, is he crazy? But the thing is that we're in a correction, no doubt about it, but the market will come back. When it does, it's going to be the stock market that brings this market back. And with that, stocks are on sale.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And I always kid around and say, when my wife goes to the grocery store to buy her favorite beer, don't tell her I said that. And what she'll do is, if it's on sale, she'll leave and come back the next day. And that's where we're at today. And so everything is on sale. People are scared to death, but I'm telling you right now, the equity market is on sale, and people really need to pay attention to that.
Well, Wayne, look, let's remind everybody. I want to end on the Just for Kids note. Remind everybody again about the concerts, when and where.
So we're talking about Friday, August the 5th. That'll be Brantley Gilbert. And on Saturday, it's going to be August 6th, and it'll be Papa Roach, Falling in Reverse, Hollywood Undead, and Bad Wolves will be there that night. And the proceeds go to Just for Kids. I love that. And they go to Safe Harbor Kitchen. Safe Harbor does a phenomenal job of supplying food, meals, and things like that. And so, we're truly grateful for the opportunity, and I think everybody would have a fantastic time.
Well, Wayne, listen, thanks for taking some time out of your day to spend with us this morning. We appreciate it.
I always love to hear you, Art.
Look forward to getting together with you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
Bye-bye now.
All right.
Wayne Meyer from Meyer and Associates, and we appreciate his time, the Just for Kids Foundation. We'll be back to close out and find out what's happening in the marketplace. Speaking of that, when we return here on WSGW.
By Fuson, your fire, water, and storm damage restoration experts. Did you know floodwaters have a tendency to cause damage quickly, whether from sump